we had player meetings, and I thought the player meetings went very well. It kind of you get to that next level of what they're thinking, and I tell them in the meetings. I say, guys, there's going to be times, and maybe it's not this meeting for you, but there's going to be times that maybe I'm going to say some things that is going to be hard to hear. But this is also your opportunity to say things that that maybe we don't want to hear, because we're in it together. And there wasn't a lot of that, but they were real meetings, and I thought they went very well. I wish the weekend would have gone better, because I felt like there was some momentum coming out of those meetings. But it's kind of the same things that keep stubbing our toe.
So getting into those games then, couldn't be here to see them myself, but looking over them kind of on paper and looking back through, felt like they were two, for the most part, really close games that just didn't go our way. Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah, I think on Friday night it was two teams, the first two periods, just kind of getting the rust out. And then the third period, I didn't think we played very well on Friday, and they deserved to win that game Friday. Saturday, I don't know if we could have played any better, but what we can't seem to figure out is, like, if we could take 9 seconds away of that game, we win the game 3-1. We take a penalty when we're already down a guy, so that's a 5-on-3, and they score in the 5-on-3. And then we have 2 turnovers in really bad places, and they get a breakaway essentially, and then 3-on-1. Those things they're still rearing their head for us, and until we can, like, you play so hard and you do so many good things for 59 minutes and 45 seconds, but it's those little mistakes, you don't know when, and that's how games are won and lost anyway. There's going to be, a whole lot of nothing going on, and then there's going to be crucial moments in the game that you just don't know when those are. And they keep kind of rearing their head, and it doesn't allow us to get any momentum in our game, any momentum in our season. And that's been the part that's been frustrating.
You already touched on a lot of it, but that's what I wanted to ask you about is you guys are neck and neck that first game. All of a sudden they come alive in the third period in net 3. Second game, you come out and score within, 2 minutes? And then they go and score 3 of their own. When you're going against a team like that, they can get hot at any time just because of the caliber they are. How do you game plan going into the week knowing that, guys who may be down at one point, do you game plan of trying to crawl out of a hole, for lack of a better term? How do you go into the week preparing for that?
No, really you don't. And I thought the guys did. They fought back. It's the plan on Saturday was kind of the same as the plan on Friday, and I thought, we all shot them, we all chanced them, we all played them. But it's those turnovers, and those are the things that we just can't seem to figure out. And it's the disappointing part too is because it's older guys. Freshmen are going to have those moments, but it's older guys that you count on in important minutes. So, it's kind of a funny deal because when you start and we've had injuries, and that's real, but when you start the year, you're picked to win the league by half the teams in the league, and so it's not just me thinking we have a good team. Like, other people recognize that too, but usually when that doesn't happen, it's because you don't practice hard enough, or you got some bad kids, or you got we don't have any of that. Like, we practice hard every day. They get good grades, they stay out of trouble. So that's where, for me, even, I still think there's a lot of good things that can happen, because you have to have the ability first and foremost, which I think we do. But we got guys that, they're doing all the right things for the most part. It's just we can't translate it for 60 minutes yet enough over the course of some games. So it's just those are the things we got to continue to work on. I think our penalties were better, a little bit better. But I'm going to keep calling penalties in practice, and I'm going to, keep talking about turnovers, and, just try to get that, kind of through at another level for them.
So with that acknowledged, as we sit here going into now mid-January, Cats are sitting at 500 in sixth place in the league, but still just 4 games out of first, with plenty of hockey still to be played. So, do you feel like, in spite of those issues we just talked about, anything is still possible for this team?
Yeah, I think we the reality of it is like you got to get home ice. Like we got to find a way to get home ice. The way the playoffs are set up, to go on the road and win a best of 3, and then go on the road again and win the best of 1, and then go on the road again and win the best of 1. That to me seems like that's just it's too tall of a task. It seems hard. But I think if you can get home ice, and say you have to say you finish 4th, and you had to go on the road, round 2 and 3. Those are 1-game shots. You can go in anywhere and win 1 game. So that's kind of the focus for us right now, and we got to put a stretch together to be able to do that. And the people, we're playing the people that are right around us, so we still have a lot of that in our own hands.
So then coming up next, Bemidji State. We got 2 weeks time before that happens. Split with them back in November. So, Coach, your thoughts on the matchups ahead?
I think Tom's done a great job coaching that team. They don't score a lot, but they don't give you anything. They're above the puck. The things that we're struggling with, those guys do very well. And I don't think that they have a bunch of guys that kind of come over the boards and put the fear of God in you, but they do it collectively, and they're never beating themselves. And that's an area that we have to take a little page out of their book. Especially for when we're playing a team like that.
So, with all that being said, for the Cats to go on a run, make a run for some home ice advantage come the postseason time, for them to finish strong these last 6-7 weeks of the season, what is priority number 1 for your team?
Got to do a better job scoring 5-on-5. We have to stay out of the box. I think Benny had a little swoon in his game. He needs to get back kind of on the right side of it. And really, I think we just have to play shift by shift. Like this shift, I'm going to do these 3 things. And, you just continue to do that over time. And that's how, you're patient in your game. And that's how you can build momentum and feel good about what's happening. Because we've shown that we're, pretty good in the power play. We've shown we can score in stretches when we play the game the right way. We just need to find some consistency in that.